Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Hakis, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the Henry Ford Alumni Association. And on behalf of the Alumni Association and Graduate Medical Education, it is my distinct privilege to welcome you all to the 2021 Outstanding Resident and Fellow Awards Ceremony, live and in person. What a tremendous opportunity to gather together to celebrate the accomplishments of these outstanding residents and fellows. This is always a very special night for me and for all of us at the Alumni Association and Graduate Medical Education. For those of us who choose a career in academic medicine, the opportunity to witness the growth and development and education of our students, of our residents, is truly special. And to be able to come together and celebrate their accomplishments means a great deal to all of us. So, and especially in light of everything that has gone on in the past 15 months, chance to do this together here in this auditorium means a great deal to all of us. So welcome, we're so glad you're here. I realize that there are some who would have loved to have been here tonight and could not because of the circumstances and the situation that we're in. And so to those who are joining us virtually on the computer, on the Zoom, whether they be family members or friends or faculty or colleagues, thank you for joining us and taking the time to participate in this as well. We appreciate that. The residents and the fellows appreciate you and your support. We miss you. We wish you could all be here together with us, but thank you for taking the time to do that. But it is very significant to be here together. I heard several on their way in saying things like, wow, this is the first time I've set foot in here in a year. This is the first event we've been a part of. And it's true for most of us, I believe, have not had the chance to do something like this in a long, long time. And I want to take a moment right from the to thank the members of Graduate Medical Education who made this happen. The ladies in the back, Crystal and Dawn and Leslie, can we give them a big round of applause and thank you for all that they've done. They have worked so hard in the last couple of months, creating multiple contingency plans, not knowing what the situation was going to be like, what we could do, what we couldn't do, and without their efforts, we would not be here together tonight. So be sure to say a word of thanks to them on your way out later this evening. I would also like to take a brief moment to introduce and thank the other officers of the Alumni Association, Dr. Lisa McLean, our Vice President. Dr. Jan Raval is our secretary. He's not here with us. He's on the Zoom call, and we'll get a chance to hear from Dr. Raval later. But Dr. Raval, thank you for all your time and efforts with the Alumni Association. Dr. Kimberly Baker serves as our treasurer. And Dr. Ann Chen, who serves as our executive member at large. A special thanks to all the members of the Alumni Association and the officers who also work hard to put all these events together and make this happen. And finally, but most importantly, a special thank you and welcome to all of our outstanding resident and fellow nominees who are here tonight. You are the reason that we have gathered to honor your accomplishments, to honor the hard work that you've put forth in the time you've been here at Henry Ford, and to acknowledge all that you have done. And I wanted to just share with you tonight a brief quote that has meant a lot to me in my life. And when we were doing this event virtually last year, you may have been able to read it over the shoulder in the bookcase at my office at home. But since we're in person, I can share it with you myself. It's a quote by the legendary football coach Vince Lombardi, who said this: "I firmly believe that any man's finest hour is that moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious." And we are here tonight because all of you have worked your heart out for a good cause. worked your heart out for the good cause of providing outstanding care for your patients. You've worked your heart out for the good cause of academic advancement and research. You've worked your heart out for the good cause of intellectual curiosity and attention to your teachers and mentors. You've worked your heart out for the good cause of being a role model and mentor to your fellow residents and medical students. You've worked your heart out for the good cause of being leaders and being an inspiration within your communities. And yet, if you take a moment to reflect upon your time here at Henry Ford, there were probably moments when it was pretty exhausting. Moments when you had spent long nights in the emergency department, times when you were working those difficult shifts in the COVID ICU, the challenging cases in the operating room, the seemingly endless conversations with patients and family members in the clinic, the numerous times you revised that manuscript to try to get it published. Residency and fellowship is a long and hard journey, but yet here you all stand victorious, having endured it, having succeeded and achieved, and it is our distinct privilege to be able to stand here with you and honor you at one of your moments of possibly your finest hour throughout your training thus far. And so we are gathered here tonight to say thank you, to say congratulations. We are also very proud of you and all that you've done during your time here at Henry Ford. And we are very, very excited to be able to call you very soon alumni of the Henry Ford Health System. So thank you all. We're very, very glad to have you here. And with that, I am going to turn it over to our first special guest, Dr. Adnan Munkara, the Executive Vice President and Chief Clinical Officer of Henry Ford Health System.
Thank you, Bill. Good evening, everyone. What an exciting evening. It is really exciting because we are gathering tonight to celebrate you, our outstanding residents and fellows, who have spent a few years with us, training, learning, but have really helped us also get better with your bright minds, with your hard work and contributions. So thank you. It is an exciting night because it is one of the first when we are gathering again together after 15 months of battling a pandemic that have taken a toll on each one of us. The lessons that we have learned together in the past year will be taught for years to come, and you will be those teachers. To our medical staff, to our residents, and to our fellows, your work, contribution, courage, and dedication in the past year have been remarkable. Thank you. To our residents and fellows, I want you to remember that as you reflect back on these 2 years that we have gone through, you are going to remember that not only you have been here learning and training, but you have been contributing to making history. This is history in the making with respect to things that hopefully none of the generations to come will have to endure or have to live through. So thank you for all what you have done, and thank you for your contributions. We are seeing the light getting brighter and brighter as we approach the end of the tunnel. And I really believe that we are approaching the end of the tunnel. And you have helped us get there, and you have helped us get where we are at the present time. I would like to have a special shout out to all our award nominees for the well-deserved recognition. I want to extend a special congratulations to our award recipients for your amazing achievement. You have earned it, you deserve it. So thank you and congratulations. I want to recognize my colleagues and my partners, Dr. Steve Kalkanis, our Chief Academic Officer, for his outstanding leadership, not only for the medical group, but as an academic leader in the past year and a half that I had the chance to work with him in his new role. To my friend and colleague, Dr. Eric Scher, he has been an inspiration to me since I've been in this system for what he has done in teaching and learning. To Dr. Baker for being really an amazing driver of excellence in teaching, residency, and education. To all our chairs, to all our division directors, to all our program directors, congratulations. I know it is a kind of a bittersweet moment. It is like when you are seeing your child leave the house. You're excited to see your child graduate and do what they have to do, but yet at the same time, you don't want them to leave. So for those of you who are leaving us, we'll miss you. We want you to know that you'll always have colleagues, friends, and family at Henry Ford Health System. For those of you who are staying with us to pursue further training or to join our staff, so thrilled that you are staying with us. Thank you. Thank you for all what you have done. Thank you for your partnership over the past few years, especially over the past 15 months, and congratulations, you've earned it. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce my colleague, partner, and friend, Dr. Steve Kalkanis.
Thank you so much, Adnan, and good evening, everybody. I just want to take this moment in for just a second. You know, they dusted off the walls, the lights still work. This is like a time capsule for a year and a half, and here we are. But in all seriousness, I think it's worth mentioning over and over and over again. We would not have made it through as a system through this surreal year were it not for our residents and for our fellows. Bless you. Thank you. You put your personal welfare at risk against all odds. You put patients first. You even put your education on hold while we as a system tried to charter uncharted territory. And you did it with an esprit de corps that inspired all of us and will inspire all those who come after us. And as Adnan so eloquently said, you're going to be the teachers of the next generation. You've lived through this history. It's part of you. It's part of what we've lived through here. And it will always be remembered, I think, is the silver lining of this experience, that our teams, our people came together, and everything that we've done was really, I think, inspired by those who count on us for the foundation of their career. And that's all of you. And you in this room represent the best and the brightest of the hundreds, the 1,000 trainees that we have here at any given time. And so personally, I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm inspired by you. And I have to say that through this pandemic, we've managed to do a couple things that are pretty cool as well. We opened a cancer center. We have an amazing new relationship with Michigan State University. We're going to get a medical school and a cancer designation and a research platform that's second to none. We did all of this, and we even had a fighting chance to even conceive of it because of the accomplishments of all of you, knowing that we have a passion and a track record for excellence. And you were the proof points when all of you have risen to the occasion that we can now say that we have an amazing path for the future. And I want to take a moment and welcome officially Dr. Rick Leach, who's with us. He's our newest chair. He comes from Michigan State. He's the head of our new Women's Health Services Department. Really just a living embodiment that we can do great things together. When I had the privilege of taking on this role, it seems like a few minutes before we shut the place down for COVID. That was not in the fine print, but we made it through together. I had a moonshot that all of you, I think, responded to, which is, you know, we have the potential to come up with 25 practice-changing contributions that will change medicine in the country and in the world. And they should come from Henry Ford. And that's our history. It's in our DNA, from TPA for stroke to what's happened with sepsis protocols and robotic surgery. In just this past year, some of the research that all of you have done have powered the next generation of practice-changing contributions, from the steroid protocols for COVID treatment, which is now an international standard. We were the first to report it, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm so humbled to be in your midst. I'm so grateful to all of you. And I just want to echo the sentiments of all of your program directors and chairs and colleagues. This is the brightest spot of what we could imagine for coming out of this storm, being here tonight, celebrating your achievements. And Henry Ford will always, always be a part of your family. If you're staying on with us, wonderful. If you're not, we look forward to you spreading your teachings and your learnings, and always counting us as part of your close circle of colleagues, confidants, and mentors for the rest of your careers. And I say that with immense pride to be in front of all of you today. So thank you and congratulations. It's my honor now to welcome someone who needs no introduction. He's the chair of medicine, the head of all of our education programs, and whose passion for teaching and education knows no bounds. Erin.
Thank you, Dr. Kalkanis. And I apologize after a day of rounding and WebEx meetings. I'm losing my voice a bit, so it's a bit raspy. But I assure you I'm in good health, so nothing to worry about as I stand here maskless in front of you. Welcome to the 31st Outstanding Resident Award ceremony. It's a day I always look forward to. Looking out through the audience here, I think I'm probably the only one that was here on the first in 1991. Still remember that day. I still remember Dr. Seidman and otolaryngology, who won the award and went on to become one of our faculty members for many years thereafter. Education is the reason I'm here. Many of you know my entire background, my entire history at Henry Ford Hospital and the Henry Ford Medical Group has been in medical education. I've had a variety of leadership roles over the last 30 years, and it is something I have a true passion for. I love teaching. I love being with residents. I love watching them grow and develop and excel and accomplish as all of you have done. I'm sure I speak for your program directors, your chairs, and your faculty. They feel the same way about you as I do about my own residents as I work with them day in, day out. Every commencement, I give an address, of course, like your chairs do in your departments. And I always tell my residents, I learn as much from them as they learn from me. You guys keep me young and you keep me on top of my game. And I know I speak for all of my faculty when I say that, and all of your faculty as well. We are truly honored to have you here. It is a privilege to educate you, and it's something we all enjoy immensely. I want to congratulate all of you. You're from very competitive programs. You have a lot of colleagues around you who are trying to do great things too, and you have risen to the top in each of your respective programs. No doubt that was through a lot of diligence, hard work, and effort on your part, and I want to congratulate you. I also want to wish all of you the greatest luck in your future careers. Hopefully many of you will be spending it in the medical group, but it's okay if you don't. You take our good name with you and you spread our good name across the country, wherever you go, wherever you practice. I do hope each of you ends up practicing somewhere where you have the opportunity to teach the next generation of physicians, as many of us have here. It's an amazing opportunity, and remember, every trainee you touch, everyone you influence, everyone you mentor and coach, when they graduate and go out into practice, touch thousands of lives. So even if you touch hundreds of learners, you're touching hundreds and hundreds of thousands of patients' lives over time. It's really an amazing feeling, and it's something we're all immensely proud of. I'm immensely proud of all of you, all of your accomplishments, for being here tonight. I want to congratulate all the nominees. All the hard work you have done throughout the years has culminated on this evening. And I look forward to hearing a little bit about each of you as you come up and accept your nominations. So thank you again. Enjoy the evening. And it's my pleasure to introduce our Director of Medical Education at Henry Ford Hospital and our DIO, Dr. Kimberly Baker.
Good evening, everybody. Such an exciting evening, and I was not at the first award. Actually, I was in residency then. So it's been a long-standing privilege to participate in these activities, and really, I hope that you all really truly understand from what our leaders have already said, the immense pride and incredible accomplishment that you all represent sitting here. You have been nominated by your program directors as the outstanding residents in your training programs. And some don't maybe realize the scope of what that means. There are over 500 residents in our training programs just here at Henry Ford, and almost 150 fellows. And you have been recognized by your program directors and department leaders as the top. You not only excelled at the clinical care that you came here to learn and to get that advanced training, but you did the other things that others weren't able to do, or maybe didn't do as much of. You did research, you taught, you excelled in other clinical areas. You've been recognized by people who are very important and have seen a lot of education and trainees that you really are the top of that group. So please be very proud of yourselves. We're very proud of you. Please share this information that somebody has submitted on your behalf with your family and friends that worked so hard to get you here. There's really, I guess this is my parental plug. For those of you that have people that have got you here, it's really nice to share what others have seen in you with the people that have put all the effort to help you get here. So don't forget about your family and friends and spouse, and especially your parents, if you can share with them. If listening remotely, please, I hope they can can actually hear everything and participate. We're very excited to share all of that. And the other thing to really think about is if you look in the front part of this book, there's a list of all the nominees and the award winners for the past many years. There's a very, very significant group of people there. You'll recognize many of them as your faculty, some program directors. This is a very elite group you're joining. We're very proud of you, and I hope that you all can celebrate in some way with your family and friends at another time. Thank you, and we'll get on with the program.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mankara, Dr. Kokanis, Dr. Sharon, Dr. Baker, Janal. Thank you for your time and comments here tonight. And on behalf of all of us, may I say thank you for your hard work, dedication, inspiration, and leadership. All the years, but especially in the past year, we have all certainly appreciated it. So thank you very much. Okay, so let's get on with it, as they say, huh? As Dr. Scher alluded to, the Outstanding Resident and Fellow Award ceremony dates back to 1991. It was a way to recognize exemplary graduating residents and fellows who were excellent physicians and demonstrated a commitment to patient care, education, teaching, and research. All of our nominees were selected by their chairman and/or program director. Members of the Alumni Association and Graduate Medical Education had a chance to review those to ultimately select our winners. And we have 3 categories of awards here tonight: our Outstanding Resident Award, our Outstanding Fellow Award, and then our Outstanding Teaching Award. So we're going to start first with the Outstanding Resident Awards. And we have 2 awards in recognition of excellence in scholarly activity, patient care, teaching, and education. The 2 awards given today are the Dr. Jan Raval Award and the Dr. Michael Benninger Award. Dr. Raval joined the Internal Medicine Division in 1969 as chief of the 3rd Medical Division and also as president of the Henry Ford Medical Association. In 2014, the Dr. Jan and Eva Raval Educated Henry Ford Hospital was dedicated in honor of Dr. Raval's 45 years of service as a senior staff internist and preceptor to medical residents. Dr. Raval served as president of the Henry Ford Medical Association from 2000 to 2007 and was the recipient of the Dr. Fred Whitehouse Distinguished Career Award in 2008 in recognition of his exemplary service, epitomizing the mission of Henry Ford Medical Group. And we are honored tonight to have a message and a few remarks by Dr. Raval. So if you please turn your attention to the video screen.
I was asked to make some opening remarks for tonight's event. And I feel a little bit like Jaja Gabor's seventh husband. On the opening. Wedding night, and he said, I know what the expectations are. I was asked to make some opening remarks for tonight's event. And I feel a little bit like Jaja Gabor's seventh husband on the opening night when he said, I know what the expectations are, but I don't know if I can deliver. I try to, this speech writer, I don't have a teleprompter, but I'll try to do my best. My name is Jan Raval, and not maybe, but I'm one of the old-timers here. I joined the medical group in September of 1968. So you do the math. You do the mathematics. I frequently ask the questions why and what I'm doing 53 years later. The answer is pretty simple. I'm doing it because I love my job. I love my job. I love my intellectual stimulation for the medical group. I love the opportunity to teach. I know it's a two-way street. You teach and you learn. And I've always buy-in from my family. Without them, I couldn't do it. In 1990s, for 5 years, I went to Europe. I went to Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Germany, and recruited physicians for Henry Ford Health System. At the same time, Eric Scher went to South America, to Peru, and started with a Peruvian dynasty. We formed a melting pot of foreign physicians, and it was certainly different experience for all of us. In one late winter dark night, Mike Benninger, who was head of ENT and at the present time is at Cleveland Clinic, we sit down with 6 chief residents of surgery and medicine, and sitting in the library and thinking about how we can improve the life of our residents at HFH. We came up with some ideas, and the thought of having an outstanding resident award night came to our mind. We, Mike and me, I give to the residents some small gifts as token of our appreciation. About a month later, they came back to us and said, Jan, you know, this was a very positive meeting, and I think we should repeat it. So we repeated the next year, a year later, and it snowballed into an event in Detroit Athletic Club with about 80 to 100 participants. It became the premier event of the company. And while things started to be different this year due to coronavirus, these present circumstances in no way should diminish your achievements and the pride you should feel in being nominated for this award. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that you are here not because your names are pulled out of a hat or were randomly selected. You are here because your department chairs and program directors thought that you are the best of the best. And I was amazed also reading your CVs and resumes about your achievements. So please now stand up. Please stand up and help me applaud yourself. Please help me applaud yourself. Okay, you can sit down. And again, I'm very proud of my associations with colleagues like yourself. Look around now and you find out that there is an older generation here too. And there are people who reach certain stage on the corporate ladder where the presence was and is desirable. And they also are here tonight to honor your achievements. In conclusion, if you get older, 2 things are going to happen to you. Number 1, you lose your memory. Number 2, I already forget what was number 1. It was a pleasure and privilege to speak to you, and I wish you the best in your future. Lean back, cherish your past, enjoy the present, and plan for the future. And plans also to continue with the ambassador of HFH nationwide. Sincerely yours.
There. Joining us virtually tonight. Our second Outstanding Resident Award tonight is the Dr. Michael Benninger Award. Dr. Benninger served as senior staff in the Department of Otolaryngology beginning in 1988. From 1992 to 2007, he served as the chairman of the Department of Otolaryngology and also was the Cummings Brush Chair in Surgical Education from 1999 to 2007 and the chair of the Board of Governors for the Henry Ford Medical Group and Hospital. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to introduce all of our nominees for the Dr. Raval and Dr. Benninger Outstanding Resident Award. For the nominees, when we call your name, feel free to come on up here, and it's okay to unmask yourself to tell us a little bit about who you are, thank those that are important to you, and please tell us a few words about what your plans are post-graduation so we can know where you're heading off to next. All right, so with no further ado, let's start. Our first nominee for the Outstanding Resident Award is Dr. Mohamed Alamar from Pathology.
Thank you very much. My name is Mohamed. I am a clinical and anatomic pathology resident. I would like to thank my program director, Dr. Keller, and my chair, Dr. Zarbo, for nominating me for this prestigious award. Henry Ford Hospital, especially the pathology department, had everything I was looking for in a residency program. I could not have asked for a better organization. It has set me on a path to succeed at Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York for 2 fellowships, oncologic surgical pathology and cytopath. Thank you very much, and good luck to all nominees.
Our next nominee is Dr. Ben Arsek from Family Medicine. Unfortunately, Dr. Arsek is unable to attend tonight, but we congratulate him on his nomination. Next, we have Dr. Karum Osmo from Neurosurgery.
Thanks for having me. As a PGY7 neurosurgery resident nearing graduation, it's finally nice to see the light at the tunnel. It's with honor and pride to have been through the Henry Ford experience, an experience like no other. From world-class mentors, physicians, and nurses to tremendous opportunity and education. It takes a village to raise and educate a resident, and it's my honor to call this my home and family. I'd like to thank my neurosurgery colleagues and staff and friends, as well as the thousands of patients who've trusted me in their care over the last 7 years plus. After this year, I'm headed to California for skull-based surgery and complex cranial at Stanford. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Genj Bibani from Psychiatry.
The last few years as a resident were a challenging but rewarding experience, as they made me grow so much, both as a clinician and a person. I'm so grateful to Henry Ford for providing me many opportunities for growth and learning. There are a lot of people to thank for helping me standing here today, but out of respect for your time, I'm not going to list all of them. I do have to mention 2. First, my family who are watching on Zoom right now. The sacrifices were not made by me alone. Any success on my part is a direct result of your endless love. For that, I say thank you and I love you, especially to my wife, Liz. Second, my program director, Dr. Akanyemi. You are a role model in both clinical excellence and professionalism. Thank you for investing in me. I look forward to starting my new role in July as an outpatient psychiatrist here at Henry Ford, where I'll continue seeing patients and working on quality improvement projects. Thank you.
Our next nominee is Dr. Ray Fidel from Internal Medicine.
Thank you so much for this nomination, Dr. Scher, Dr. Baker, and Dr. Burial, most importantly. I'm humbled and honored to be here, but all the experiences that have led me to gain this nomination were shared with countless others in my department. And I can't say that I accomplished any of those tasks without countless support from them and from the mentors and leaders in the internal medicine department. So thank you again. Hope to continue making you proud and giving my all to a health system that's given me already so much. So thank you. I'm sticking around for chief here, so I'll be here.
Our next nominee is Dr. Erin Feldman from Radiation Oncology. I don't think Dr. Feldman was able to make it either, but we congratulate Dr. Feldman. Our next nominee is Dr. Ishmael Gregory from Emergency Medicine.
Thanks for having me here tonight. It's quite an honor to be here tonight. Thanks to Dr. Bora. I feel very lucky to have trained at Henry Ford in the emergency medicine program here. I feel we have an excellent clinical and academic experience, and we have great mentors such as Dr. Bora and a few others in this department that really helped me along the way through my training. So thank you again to them. And next year I'll be doing a critical care fellowship at Emory University Health System.
Next nominee is Dr. Benjamin Hershberg from Radiology.
Hello. I'm honored to have been nominated for this award. I'd like to say thank you to my wife and family for putting up with me for the last 9 years. As well as to Dr. Griffith, my program director, and really the entire radiology department. It's been great working with you guys for the last 5 years. Moving forward, I'm going to University of Michigan for abdominal imaging fellowship next year. Thank you.
Our next nominee is Dr. Angela Genj from Dermatology.
Hi, my name is Angela Jang. I'm a PGY4 in dermatology, and even in derm, I got made fun of for having a mask lanyard, but it came in handy today. So I'm really honored to be here. I was actually born in this hospital 30 years ago, so I was around in 91. And I ran around the hospital as a kid. My dad does MRI research in the basement, so I'm really honored to be here. I'd like to thank my husband, Jesse Liu. He followed me here, and he's actually my co-resident. I'd like to thank my program directors, Dr. Holly Kerr, Lori Cohen, and Batla, for taking on a married couple and for supporting us, being most generous, and nurturing people. And then our chairman, Dr. Ozog, who's amazing, and my mentors, Dr. Lim, Dr. Friedman, and Dr. Boucher, for just teaching me and nurturing a passion for DermPath, which is what I'm doing next year at Penn. And then finally, I'd like to thank my parents who raised me in this area, let me come home, and just were the best role models I could ask for. Sorry.
Next nominee is Dr. Tufik Jilde from Orthopedic Surgery.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Tufik Jilde. I'll be attending the Stedman Clinic in Vail, Colorado with the purpose of pursuing a surgical subspecialty in sports medicine. Ultimately, I'd like to end up in the metropolitan Detroit area with a career in academic medicine. To start off, I'd like to thank my mentors and sponsors in the department, in particular those in attendance today, Dr. Guthrie, Program Director, Dr. Holder, Intern Chair, as well as Dr. Hakes, who have been incredible in supporting me and letting me achieve my goals throughout my time here. Next, I'd like to thank my co-residents who I believe it takes a team to elevate someone, and the environment we built here at Henry Ford is second to none, in particular our Department of Orthopedic Surgery. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family, whose unwavering support and sacrifice I attribute a lot of my success to. Thank you.
Our next nominee is Dr. Prieby Kondagatla from Surgery.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Prieby Kondagatla. I'm PGY 5 for the General Surgery Department here. It really is an honor and a privilege to be standing in front of you here talking tonight, being part of this really strong list of candidates that are nominated for this award. I wouldn't be here without the efforts and the assistance of several people, including my program director, Dr. Ed Woodward, who not only nominated me, but helped create RAM, that really helped achieve my goals and my dreams, my co-residents, and most importantly, my family. Thank you for allowing me to miss all the social gatherings and all the festivals and all the holidays to be here. So thank you so much. And I will be going to St. Louis next year, Washington in St. Louis for a colon and rectal surgery fellowship. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Richard Law from otolaryngology.
Hello, my name is Richard Law. I'm one of the chief residents with the Department of Otolaryngology and Head Neck Surgery. Thank you for having me here. I did get the memo. I understand I'm a little underdressed, but surgery went later than anticipated. I want to thank my parents. They immigrated from Taiwan and they instilled a lot of hard work, virtues during my childhood and learning good work habits. And I want to thank my department mentors as well, Alvin Coe, my program director, Kathleen Rumchuck, my chair, and also my mentors at Cincinnati Children's Medical Center, Dr. Stacy Ishmael. They got me to where I am here, and I'll be looking forward to my fellowship in pediatric otolaryngology at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Tra Pham from Obstetrics and Gynecology.
Hi, my name's Trauma OBGYN resident. I'm sorry for limping. My dogs tripped me on our run yesterday. I want to thank my program for nominating me and giving us the supervision and support and mentorship to get to graduation. Dr. Goyer, Dr. Bukers, Dr. Swain, and Dr. Leach. And I want to thank my parents for getting me to where I am right now. My parents were also immigrants who came here and we didn't have very much, and to be able to stand here and be in the presence of you guys and all the amazing work that you guys have done is very fortunate. I'm very grateful for it. So thank you. I'm headed to Emory for an advanced pelvic surgery fellowship.
Our next nominee is Dr. Ashwin Waidyanathon from anesthesiology.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashwin Waidyanathon, one of the chief residents of anesthesiology. I think it's an incredible honor to be nominated for this award and to be in front of all of you. It's been an amazing 4 years residency here at Henry Ford Hospital. First of all, I want to be grateful to the entire department of anesthesiology, everyone, my co-residents, to my attendings. Special thanks to Program Director Dr. Yeldo and our Chair Dr. Lewis for creating such an excellent residency program in anesthesiology. I'm happy to say I'll be staying here at Henry Ford as a Payne Fellow starting from July. Last but not least, I want to thank my family, my parents, my brother, my lovely wife, and my son for supporting me every step of the way and for inspiring me to be the best that I can be. Thank you so much.
Let's give a final round of applause for all of our outstanding resident nominees. Now, I should mention before I announce the winners that all of our nominees tonight on their way in received the blue gift bags. I haven't seen too many people sneaking inside, but it's okay if you do. Everyone gets a memorable wood ambulance with the Henry Ford insignia on it for being nominated. So you can take that with you and put it in your office. And our winners tonight will receive a commemorative crystal, which I regret to not arrived yet. So you'll have to stop by Jimmy at some point to pick those up. But they will receive that and a monetary award as well. So with all that aside, it is my privilege to announce the winner of this year's Dr. Jan Raval Outstanding Resident Award goes to Mohamed Alamar from Pathology. And because our nominees were so outstanding this year, the committee was deadlocked on a winner. And so we decided to nominate, award 2 Dr. Raval awards. So it is also my privilege to award the Dr. Jan Raval Outstanding Resident Award to Dr. Ray Fidel from Internal Medicine. And the winner of this year's Dr. Michael Benninger Outstanding Resident Award goes to Dr. Tufik Jilde from Orthopedic Surgery. So next we'll move on to the Outstanding Fellow Award. This is given every year in recognition of excellence in scholarly activity, patient care, teaching, education amongst our Henry Ford Fellows. It is awarded in honor of Dr. Roger F. Smith, who was a vascular surgeon at Henry Ford, served as division head, and helped perform one of the first kidney transplants in Detroit back in 1968. So let's meet our outstanding fellow nominees. First, we have Dr. Uthman Alemaori from Head and Neck, who's not able to attend but has recorded a video for us.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all Henry Ford Health System Otolaryngology Department, especially Head and Neck Oncology and Reconstructive Surgery Division, and my mentor, Dr. Ghanem, for this nomination. I would like also to extend this nomination to my family, parents, and my wife, who endure a lot during my training. After I concluded my training here at Henry Ford, I will pursue further training in head and neck oncology and robotic surgery at Advent Health Nichols and Cancer Center in Celebration, Florida. As always, Henry Ford team will be remembered and missed for the remaining of my career. Thank you.
Our next nominee for the Outstanding Fellow Award is Dr. Nino Balanchabadze from Hematology Oncology.
Hi, everyone. I'm so humbled and thank you very much for this nomination. I would like to thank, first of all, Dr. Abru, who was instrumental in my decision to get on the flight from sunny South Carolina to a very cold Detroit. I'd like to thank Dr. Reddy, who is my program director, and she's probably one of the main reasons I'm here. I liked her so much during the interview and continues to impress me and exceed my expectations by going above and beyond, supporting me personally, professionally, in every way possible. I'd like to thank my co-fellows, without whom I won't be here probably, for their immense support and teaching, and all the faculty who have mentored me and supported me in every step of the way. Of course, I'd like to thank my husband, who has been my rock through everything, and my children. So thank you. I'm truly humbled to be here amongst all of you. Thanks.
Our next nominee is Dr. Vritti Gupta from Pulmonary Disease and Critical Care.
Hi, everyone. My name is Prieby Gupta. I'm one of the Pulmonary Critical Care Fellows. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my program director, Dr. Tatum, for this nomination. It's an honor to be considered for this award alongside some amazing and talented physicians. Some I've had the chance to work with. My training here at Henry Ford has truly allowed me to grow not only professionally, but also personally. I'm grateful to all the attendings who believed in me and allowed me to have the autonomy to practice and find my own clinical style. To my residents who have forever challenged me to become more patient and a better educator. To my nursing staff and my support staff, without whose clinical knowledge and invaluable experience, I probably wouldn't survive in the ICU. To my friends and colleagues who have been a support system for me here at work. And last but not least, my family and my fiance who are watching right now from home. None of this would be possible without you, and I wouldn't be the physician that I am without any of the support that I've had. Moving forward, as I embark on my journey here at Henry Ford as staff, I'm grateful to be able to stay and to give back to the community that's impacted me in such a great way. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Daniel Raybeck from Emergency Medicine, Internal Medicine, Critical Care. I don't think Dr. Raybeck was able to join us tonight. Congratulations, Dr. Raybeck. Our next nominee is Dr. Larkin Luo from Adult Cardiothoracic Anesthesiology. Some fellows still have to work. Our next nominee is Dr. Alejandro Lamor from Cardiovascular Disease.
Thank you. I'm really actually happy to be here. I'd like to first thank Dr. Ravani, my program director. Thank you so much for the support and for the nomination. My co-fellows as well, my research mentor, Dr. O'Neill, and my family and my incredible wife for the support. I'm doing, next year I'm staying here as an interventional fellow. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Gina Mackey from Infectious Disease.
Hi, I'm Gina Mackey. I'm not sure if I even fit in this window here because I'm so short, but good to see everyone in person who's here, and hi to my family who's watching on Zoom. I just wanted to say thank you to my entire division, and especially Dr. Chen for thinking of me and nominating me for this amazing award. And I have to absolutely thank Dr. Zervos, who's the chair of my division, for giving me so much opportunity over these last few years, even starting as I was an internal medicine resident, what feels like many years ago. He's giving me so much opportunity to develop not only as a clinician, but also as a teacher and with my research, which has involved global health and endless opportunities from being at Henry Ford. I also want to thank my family and friends and co-fellows, and just want to say thank you for putting up with my absence and exhaustion during these last 6 years, and hopefully you'll continue to put up with me while I stay here as faculty in the infectious disease division. Thank you.
Our next nominee is Dr. William Palmer from Sleep Medicine.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Will Palmer. I'm one of the sleep medicine fellows here at Henry Ford. Just wanted to congratulate everybody on their achievements and everything that they've worked so hard for over the past number of years in residency and fellowship. Training at Henry Ford has been a really great experience. We're super lucky, especially in our sleep medicine department, to have staff from various backgrounds, including internal medicine, neurology, otolaryngology, psychiatry, and pulmonology. It's really allowed us to have a well-rounded and diverse perspective of our field. Everything we do in our department is definitely a team effort. I can't thank my program director, Dr. Bazan, my co-fellows, attendings, and clinical staff enough for their help and guidance, and for making this academic an incredible experience. This August, I'll be heading to the west side of the state in Kalamazoo to practice sleep medicine. But training at Henry Ford has been an amazing opportunity, and it's one I'm going to take with me for the rest of my career. Thanks, everybody.
Next nominee is Dr. Omar Sadiq from Gastroenterology.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Omar. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Alumni Association and GME for hosting tonight. I also want to say thank you to the Division of Gastroenterology and Dr. Saladia for always supporting us, teaching us, and taking the time towards our education and the nomination as well. I want to thank my parents for giving me everything I ever needed and wanted, to my siblings and brother-in-law for serving as guides of the person I want to be, and for my wife for giving me undying support while I work towards becoming that person. I've been at Henry Ford since I was a third-year medical student. I did my internal medicine residency here, my GI fellowship here, and it's kind of bittersweet that I'll be leaving now, but I'll be going to the Medical College of Milwaukee to do a fellowship in therapeutic endoscopy. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Guye Shintang from Pain Medicine.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be standing here. First of all, I want to take the time to thank my program director, Dr. Sabai, for thinking of me and nominating me. I also want to thank all my pain attendings, every one of which have been great mentors and resources for me. Also, thank you to my co-fellows, without whom I would probably not have time to stand here today. But finally, I want to thank my spouse, family, friends who have made sacrifices to allow me to be here. As for my future plan, I'll be starting an academic position at University of Iowa, where I'll be doing pathology and heart pain medicine. Thank you.
Give a final round of applause to all of our outstanding fellow nominees. So it is my privilege to announce the winner of this year's Dr. Roger F. Smith Outstanding Fellow Award is Dr. Gina Mackey from Infectious Disease. And our final award tonight is the Outstanding Teaching Award category. This is in recognition of excellence in teaching and educational activity. This is given as the Peter G. Coggin Outstanding Teaching Award. Dr. Coggin served as Director of Medical Education, and during his time with Henry Ford helped develop the affiliation with Wayne State University School of Medicine and helped develop the Simulation Center for Medical Education. So this time we'll introduce the nominees for Outstanding Teaching Award. First we have Zachary Bauer from Internal Medicine.
Hey, everybody. It really is an honor to be nominated. I know Dr. Scher and Dr. Gregory didn't pick our names out of a hat, but I'm sure they could have, and they would have got a co-resident of mine that's just as deserving. I'm lucky enough to be continuing my training here at Henry Ford in the pulmonary and critical care departments. I wanted to give a thank you to all my mentors who kept saying yes when I asked for more opportunities, and a special thank you to Dr. Bowman for pushing me to grow. Thanks.
Our next nominee is Dr. Sophia Binns from Emergency Medicine, Internal Medicine, and Critical Care. Unfortunately, Dr. Binns was not able to attend tonight, but we extend our congratulations to Dr. Binns. Next, we have Dr. John Burchak from Cardiovascular Disease.
Hi, everyone. My name is John. I'm one of the cardiology fellows. It's really a huge honor to be nominated for this award. Henry Ford's just been an excellent place to offer opportunities for teaching, whether it's residents, medical students, other fellows. And it's been an absolute honor and been great to be a part of that. Next year, I'll be going on to EP fellowship, and I'll be staying here.
Next nominee is Dr. Camille Bober from Orthopedic Surgery.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Hakis was the first to say how amazing it is that we get to meet in person today. The most surprising thing for me is all the applause, an auditorium full of applause. I'm used to just cartoon hands in the corner of my screen. But thank you, Dr. Guthrie. Thank you for the nomination. It's really an honor. And thank you, Tufik, for an amazing chief here. Congrats on your award. I learned over the last 5 years that Henry Ford is a very special place. Our faculty is always under pressure for more RVUs, better press gaining scores, and it's a really wonderful feeling to know that resident education is always a top priority. I'll be going to the University of Minnesota next year for an orthopedic trauma fellowship. I'm hoping to bring some of that Henry Ford culture to the Twin Cities. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Monica Cole from Obstetrics and Gynecology.
It's truly a privilege to be sitting alongside all of you tonight, nominated for this prestigious award. I'd like to thank my program, my mentors, my peers, including Dr. Boyd and Dr. Swain, for supporting me throughout all 4 years of residency and helping me get to where I am today. I'd also like to thank my patients, the people of Detroit, who've taught me everything that I've learned along the way. I really appreciate their contribution to my education as well. I'd also like to thank my family for putting up with me and supporting me throughout all 4 years of residency, and also for supporting me in my decision to refuse to hug them throughout the whole pandemic until they were vaccinated. I'm very excited that my journey at Henry Ford is only beginning, as I plan to stay on here as faculty. Thank you.
Next nominee is Dr. Vahid Pasadik from Psychiatry.
So I will admit I had planned to come up with something really clever to say during my drive-in. And as I continue to search for those clever words, I will say that the years certainly have been short and days have been long, especially these last 40 days of residency. Nonetheless, has been a tremendous experience made possible by the great people and culture here at Henry Ford. So despite my colleague, Dr. Bibani, beating me to the punch, I do want to thank my program director, Dr. Kenyami, for always prioritizing resident education, and despite the challenges of the last year, and serving as a role model as I transition into practice at Henry Ford, Macomb campus next year. I also want to thank Dr. McLean, who pointed out she's been putting up with me since I was a first-year medical student at the Wayne State, so thank you for putting up with me.
Our next nominee is Dr. Harun Patel from Pulmonary Disease and Critical Care Medicine.
Everyone, thanks for having me, and and obviously thanks to Dr. Tatum and the program leadership in pulmonary critical care medicine for nominating me for this award, and also for providing all the support and mentorship that I've gotten over the past 3 years. And it's really the star of the show, I have to say, is my family. My wife Nita, who I have to admit I probably didn't do a super good job of providing informed consent when she agreed to marry me, with all the risks and benefits of being married to somebody in my position. But I think the past year in particular has shown us, how things like this can really bring people together. We've seen it here in the hospital, and we really wouldn't be able to do that without the support of our loved ones, our social supports. And so, first and foremost, I got to thank them, my parents and extended families as well. I also think, as many other people have said today, we get to do what we do because of the culture here, the environment of challenging each other and caring for our patients. And that's pretty unique, as I've come to find out. And I actually don't know where I'm going next year. I blame Henry Ford and Dr. Tatum for training me so well that I can't pick where to go. But I do know that wherever I go, I'm going to try to take that culture of education and patient care with me. Thanks.
Our next nominee is Dr. Bianca Patilio from Family Medicine.
Hello, I want to start by thanking my program director, Dr. Rice, for this nomination. I also want to thank all of my attendings. As a family medicine resident, we get to rotate throughout the whole hospital. So not only do I thank the family medicine attendings, but I want to thank all the other attendings that I've been able to encounter and learn from along the way, in addition to residents and fellows who have helped with my education through the years. My future plans are I'm staying on with Henry Ford. I will be doing ambulatory care in Royal Oak.
Next nominee is Dr. Janice Sacco from surgery.
Good evening, I'm Jenna. I'm one of the chiefs from the. I'd like to thank you for having me tonight. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Woodward for the nomination and for supporting me throughout the past 5 years. She's one of the main reasons why I chose to come here and has really become a mentor for me in the hospital as well as outside, and been supportive throughout the last 5 years. I'd like to also thank my family, my parents who are watching back in Canada on Zoom, and my fiance who their love and support, I would never have gotten this far. And lastly, I would like to thank all of my co-residents and just the culture that is the Department of General Surgery. All of our attendings have truly become an extended family for me, and I thank them for getting me here. Next year, I'll be headed to Carolina's Medical Center to do a fellowship in advanced GI and abdominal surgery. Thank you.
Our next nominee is Dr. Brandon Toth from emergency medicine. I apologize, hold on. I skipped Dr. Ajay Singh, who is joining us via video. Dr. Singh.
Hi, everybody. My name is AJ Singh. I'm one of the cardiothoracic anesthesia fellows here at Henry Ford Hospital for the year 2020-2021. I'll be going to mid-Florida next year in Ocala, Florida to do a private practice cardiothoracic anesthesia with a private group down there. I just wanted to take this time to thank my program director, Dr. Sanders, my co-fellow, Larkin Luo, for kind of, being there with me throughout this entire year. I wanted to thank my other attendings who have guided me through this entire year as well. Dr. Trevor Shemansky, Dr. Santiago, Dr. Williams, Dr. Atani, Dr. Isley, Dr. Guruswamy, Dr. Yeldo, Dr. Watts, Dr. Kapoor, and last but not least, Dr. Bill Alba. So I just wanted to thank everybody, thank the entire department for showing me the hospitality and the family kind of vibe that I've had here. Thank you, guys.
Now we will honor Dr. Brandon Toth from emergency medicine.
Hello, Brandon. I'm one of the emergency medicine residents. It's a true honor to be up here. I'm nominated for this award. I'd really like to thank all of the staff, everybody who works in the emergency department for one, supporting me and helped me grow over the past 3 years to really become a, I think a pretty good resident, hopefully. But also specifically Dr. Bohr, who was really able to recognize traits inside me I didn't really even know I were there, and really guide me and help shape the position I've become. It's been a privilege to be a resident here for 3 years, and I'm happy to say I'll be staying on for a palliative and hospice fellowship here in July.
A final round of applause for all of our outstanding teaching award nominees. And at this time, it's my pleasure to announce that the winner of this year's Dr. Peter Coggin Outstanding Teaching Award is Dr. Janice Sacco from surgery. So this concludes the awards portions of our ceremony tonight. Again, I want to say congratulations to all of our nominees, all of our winners. It truly has been an honor to know many of you, to review your applications. We're very proud of the accomplishments for all of you. So let's have a final round of applause for everybody, all of our nominees. Just a couple final housekeeping events before we wrap up tonight. For all of our graduates that are going to be leaving Henry Ford Health System, please keep your contact information updated with the GME office. We'd love to stay in touch with you, hear from you, hear about the great things that you continue to do as you move beyond the walls of Henry Ford. And then lastly, as you're leaving tonight, don't forget to stop. There is a photo booth set up out front. I'd love for you to get some photos with you and your faculty, your colleagues as you work. So again, on behalf of the Alumni Association and Graduate Medical Education, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.